Slack is no more just an internal communication tool. It has become an heart for an organization. If there is something happening, it has to be on Slack. But one of the major things that companies use Slack for is customer service and creating a hub of user feedback. Yes, with concept like Slack Connect, a lot of these organizations is basically connecting with each other for async customer service using Slack Connect. There are companies that are running Slack communities around their product just to make sure that the product users are close to them. Does your Slack has channel like this or this? If yes, Olvy is the tool for you to help you manage your user feedback like a pro. Let me just quickly show you in this video. Alright then, let's get started with this Slack integrations with Olvy, and I'll quickly show you how you can manage user feedback using Olvy's Slack integration. Right? So what I'll do is, the first things first is basically I'll switch into this demo community that I created. One of the things with Olvy's integration that you can do is, like for example, here is a sales feedback Slack channel. So every time, say your salesperson is going over a call and they're coming out of with let's say a bunch of these feedback, what you can do is you can dedicate a particular channel where every message that comes in over here turns into a feedback inside Olvy, right? So one of the automations that you can create inside Olvy is that every message that comes to this particular, Slack channel, it will automatically capture all of these feedback right inside Slack, right? Another thing that I can also do is, like, for example, let's say this is one of the messages that I got in over here. What I can also do is I can push like dedicated messages as well, which is, let's say, floating around into different other channels. I can do push like dedicated feedback right from different Slack channel by pushing like specific feedback that you feel like, okay, these seems to be like a good feedback, right? And I'll just quickly go and let's say ask it as a feature request, right? And I'll just quickly go and submit this. Now, if I go to my Olvy dashboard, essentially I can see like, okay, these two feedback has been captured from Slack. So if you look at this particular feedback, what I can do is I can also go back to the same message, so that if there is any other context, I can go back and look at this. And then, right, so now what I'll do is I'll just quickly go and let's say select these two feedback and create an issue out of it. Right now, these two feedback has been attached over here because they're talking about the same thing. So now I can go and create an engineering ticket inside my linear workspace. So we have integrations with ClickUp, we have integrations with Jira, we have integration with linear as well. So I'll just quickly show you how this works in linear. So yeah, I'll just quickly go and create it for my team called engineering, and I can also set up a status right in over here. So it is basically async in nature. So whatever happens over here also gets reflected inside linear as well. And if there's a project that was created inside that would also come in here. But I'll just quickly go and create this particular issue. Now, if I go to engineering, this has been created over here, right? Now my engineering team can basically go and see like what exactly is this ticket is basically talking about. So it would show like, okay, these are the two feedback that this issue is basically talking about. These are the users who is going to get impacted. In this case, it's just these two messages that I sent, and I just collated both of them and created an issue in linear, right? So now what I'll do is I'll just quickly go and let's say mark it as done over here. My engineering team has resolved this issue. Now what I can do is if I go to issues, and now if I go into the done section, I can see this particular issue has been marked as done over here as well, because again, it is async. Both the project management tool and Olvy is working together. So now I can either notify these users directly, or I can create a release note out of it, right? So every time you're solving a particular issue, you can create a release note out of it. For this particular demo, what I'll do is I'll just quickly choose notify them directly. So I can see like this is the user that is going to get notified about whatever the message that you're going to write. This is the issue that is basically getting solved, and this is basically the source via which you're talking to them. All right, so now you're not just sort of managing the user feedback this way, but you can also notify the users once it is resolved to the same place where you got the feedback from. So in this case, let's just go and see, like, I'll just quickly go to threads, And this way I have also notified the user that this feedback has been resolved, and here also this feedback has been resolved. So yeah, this is how you can basically collect feedback, build on top of the feedbacks that are coming in. You can basically collect like similar kind of feedback and then build and resolve that feedback and actually go back to the user, to the same source. In this case it was Slack. So this is how you can actually manage high volume of user feedback that are coming to your Slack, right from using the Slack automation to pushing like specific feedback from Slack. So yeah, this is how you can manage user feedback on scale with the Slack community and your Slack connects between different companies. Hope you loved this video, and if you have any feedback, do drop your ideas down below. See you soon. Bye bye.